So hi guys, actually we just started doing all the English content to show you guys what we are doing here in our workshop. So what we have here is pretty funny because we are mainly doing Miatas, or actually we're doing crazy cars, so this is actually the point. I think the Miata is just for us, let's say, as the basic car or the perfect combination of a car. You have rear wheel drive, really good balance, and yeah, so we started all that crazy builds, and other customers with other crazy cars are coming also to our shop, and yeah, we're just starting building cool cars. So what we have here is a Ferrari F40 LM spec, or GTE spec. We got the car from the customer to say, finish it up, I want to go for racing. I think this is 3 or 4 years ago. You can see it, how it was looking right up there in the shop. And yeah, what we actually did, we nearly made a complete overhaul. The only thing which was important for the customer does not want to have it as perfect as new, which I also like, because that car is still raced on track. So Sebastian will just show you some pictures and also some material where you can see it when it's racing. So this car is not a car which is all the time it's all the time the workshop, but this is not a car which is just in a collection of a customer. So this car is raced by the customer, which is really, really crazy, because everybody knows how much a F40 is, and everybody know how, let's say, rare they are, but this is a completely built car. So yeah, let's talk about how we get to the car. So the customer, I met the customer one time. He took a Miata from us to get out for a drive, and he said, oh, that's cool, and you're a pretty cool workshop, you're all young guys, you have a lot of patience to the stuff what you're doing. And in that way he said, hey, I have another F40, oh, I have an F40 and I just want to race it. Do you want to build the car for me? I just want to make it for me. I said, yeah, let's do it. And then we just get into the project. We got the car here, and then we just took it complete apart. Probably Sebastian can show a picture of it. It was completely taken apart. Engine out, gearbox out, interior out, front, side doors, radiator out, all the lines out, brakes out, suspension out, wishbones, everything was out. And then we just started building new. Let's start on the front side. Sadly that the front is now mounted to the car, because it's just you rightly parked to the end of the workshop, but we made a new radiator. We made a new fans to it. We changed the brake. We reinforced the wishbones. We dropped some new calipers on it. We dropped some new tires and wheels to it. We changed the pads. So this was like basically doing race stuff to a car, or just doing some stuff to the car that it can be raced. We changed some stuff on the wiring, but not too much, because we wanted to keep that old school, untidy, unperfect look. This was also an idea of the customer. I really like that, because it's not in the perfect show condition. It looks like it's used, and it's used, so which is cool. So yeah, we did all this stuff inside, but the biggest thing what we did is actually the engine. So this is like a original F40 engine with a V8. So, and the first time, we got the car freshly inspected and overhauled from a different company, and I think the company wanted to sell the car, so they say, okay, everything is perfect, and we just went out for the first time and we wrecked the engine. So, and this was like, oh fuck, it's a Ferrari engine. We do build a lot of V6 engines and 1.8 liter and 2 liter engines, and the engine is an engine at the end of the day, but you know, this is a Ferrari engine, so the engine itself, I think it's the same expensive like the whole company which we have here. So it was like, oh fuck, do you want to do it? Do you want to do it? And then the customer said, hey Jan, you're just doing so much engine, just do it, and do not think about it. And it's okay, we just taken it apart. We just took it again out with the gearbox and disassembled the whole engine. So we saw, okay, there were 2 pistons broken, there were springs broken, there were a rod bearing, not a failure, it's just started to failing. And the biggest problem, the engine got sleeves, and one of these sleeves were broken. So this was also the problem of the car itself. So we just disassembled it, and then we just talked to some friends, said, hey guys, we just have a V8 engine here, we just need 2 sleeves. Never tell anybody that's an F40 engine, because then the people will say I do not want to touch it because it's so expensive. But then we said, okay, let's do it. And a good friend of mine who's doing all our boring and lining to the engine, we will just go to that shop also and show you some stuff what we are doing. They are like basically old school, cool engine mechanics. So they said, okay, let's do it. We're just using the company who built that engine before. They built them with aluminium sleeves, and we turned them back to steel sleeves, and we just turned the steel sleeves back on, got some Y-scope piston I think made, dropped them back in, balanced everything nicely, dropped it back together and got it back in, and yeah, turned it on and was starting and working. So it wasn't, it's not easy, but it wasn't that big deal which we had before, which was cool. Then we went before we went the first time out of track, I saw that the engine, or the cylinder heads were, or not cylinder heads, the pistons were melted on the side when we just took the engine apart. I said, okay, I just have to have an idea how we get that problem done. And yeah, we have our own dyno and we map everyday cars like you can mention, but it's like the same story, you know, you just build it up, that engine, you know how expensive it is to build it up, you know how expensive the engine is. You have 2 turbochargers, you have a live F88 ECU, which I never mapped before, and I said, okay, I just talked to Live Racing in England, and they said, yeah, just go ahead, just map it. I said, oh, no, I do not want to. And I just gave them a call, say, hey, can you please come over and map the car? And they were like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry, we are completely booked out the next 3 months. I said, but we have a dealer in Germany who can do it. And I just called a dealer. He said, hey, I'm sorry, I just would love to do it, but I'm just completely booked out. And the customer on the other side said, hey, Jan, I just want to go racing. We just have the new engine. I just want to go out for racing. And I said, okay, let's do it. I just took it on the dyno, dropped 2 wideband lambda sensors, another one, these are the one which goes to the ECUs, we just dropped another 2 to the car, got it on the dyno, and I saw, okay, it was doing at 1.5 bar of boost, like something like 26 degrees of timing, which was a mess, and I said, okay, let's make it really conservative and really stable. Give it a AFR at full load from 11.5 and at 1.5 bar of boost. We're running 70 degrees of timing on 98 octane gas. So and then, okay, I was just finished mapping it. We dynoed it. It's doing something around 600 horsepower. Everything was cool. And then we just got the first time on track. And it was like, because we have a dashboard also in that car, so you can see it here. And in that dashboard you can see everything. You can see the tire pressure, you can see the damping pressure, you can see the AFR, you can see the ignition, you can see nearly everything which is the ECU. So I said to the customer, hey Michael, I'm really confident you can drive that car fastly, but I just want to, you know, when you build the engine, you map the car, you just want to be sure and safe that the car will not break down in the first 10 minutes, so you just do not want to wreck the whole engine. So I took it the first time out, and it was like sitting in the car for the first 2 rounds, like, okay, a little bit of boost, a little bit of boost, a little bit of RPM, and then I was just feeling confident. I was boosting the car down and just floor it. And it was like amazing. I think this is one of the craziest and emotional things which I did probably in my life in a car, just to sit down there and just floor that F40. It's like nothing, 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 and then it's like a lorry hits the back when the turbos just come in at 4,000 RPM, and the car revs like a hell with that amazing sound of that V8 engine, and you just see 6,000 RPM. And you have that sequential gearbox, so you just have that whining noise of the gearbox. You have that turbo noises. You have the engine noises, and this was crazy. So this was just the first thing, whatever. I was sitting in the car and was like nearly crying just about all that emotions which just got through my person, because you did all that work. You know how expensive that car is. That was crazy. So and then we went racing about 2 years. And now it's actually sitting all the time in the workshops. A lot of our customers from Germany know the car. A lot of people are also thinking it's my car, but I cannot afford a car like this. But and then we had about 3 times gearbox failures. So and this is a problem, because you have that massive wide tires, you have really stiff suspension, and when you're just going on some when you're going fast around the corner and you hit the curb, it could be possible that you lift the tire, and then when it comes back down and the tire just touches back the ground, you for sure you will have the problem that you will have massive peak of torque in the gearbox, and this braked 2 times the gearbox. We have a pretty good gearbox shop 100 kilometers away from us. It's a pretty old guy, but he's really into that transmissions. But we just had all the time again the problems that we had failures because the gearbox was too weak for the power, for the traction of the car. And this is another point why it's sitting here. We removed again the gearbox because it was again broken. And now we are waiting for a new gearbox built by X-Shift in Slovakia or whatever, where they are. They told us they have the possibilities to make a gearbox for their car, which is reliable and will work. So this is actually a story about the F40. We will also do a track video when we are on track with the car. So if you're interested in that or you're more related to the Miata stuff, just tell us in the comments. But yeah, this is the point where we have a Ferrari F40 sitting in our workshop. So if you have some information, click abo and see you in the next video. Bye.